It is Wednesday, April the 8th, 2026. And it's time to get in the weeds. A wonderful Wednesday to everybody. And a nice spring day. It's a little chilly here in Toronto, but we're getting there. We're getting better. And hey, before I start, I just realized today, to wherever he is out there, happy birthday to my dad. He would have been, I think, 76 today. So there you go. Just a little something that came off top of my head, and I just remembered it. Today would have been his birthday. So happy birthday, Pops, wherever you're at. Jeremy Lambert is here, the other Pops of my heart. Jeremy, before you start, can you do me a favor before you address the audience? Could you look directly into the camera, please, just like we're on Sports Center, and just make sure that you're looking. No, you got to look right in the camera, straight in the camera, right down the barrel. Jeremy, no, you got to look the other way. Nope. Oh, nope. Straight ahead. Straight ahead. This is like wrangling my own child. Straight ahead. You got to make sure that
I'm looking straight ahead.
Oh, you got to look like the people are looking right in the camera. You got to look like
you're looking at the people here.
Yeah. No. Take it down a notch. Take it down a bit, like 3 inches. Oh, there you go. Look at them like you're talking to them. That's the way we address people on the podcast circuits, son.
What if I just closed my eyes the whole time?
Honestly, might even be better.
Could I do the entire podcast with my eyes closed?
I'd advise against it for multiple reasons.
Jordan out here,
you
shooting the free throw,
trying to write articles while we're on the air, and it's all just
no. This would cause me to not have to write articles because I don't know what the hell's going on. This would be great.
It's true. That's fair.
But I don't know what the chat's saying. You could be lying to me. We could be off air right now for all I know. You could have ended the show, and I would have no idea.
Fair. Someone saying they're a casual fan. That seems to be the norm. No, we started a little late today, just by Jeremy normally takes responsibility for his.
Yeah, I was late. Yeah, it was me. I had stuff going on as people. I mean, like if you've watched the show this week, I missed part of Monday's show, and yesterday I was kind of all over the place. It's been a busy week, folks. I'm fine. Mentally, like I'm okay. Overall, like it's not terrible, but mentally there's always a lot going on in my head, but mentally a little all over the place. So I was just running behind today. That's all. Everything's good though, but yeah, I'll take responsibility for it. It's not like it's a big deal.
Yeah,
was not having sex, Louis. I'd admit that too.
It's true.
I saw Louis' chat earlier. That's the only reason I know, or maybe I can see. Maybe I can.
Okay, I'm putting the kibosh on the eye closing bit today.
Okay.
As much as I want to see it, I don't want to do it.
I think I could do the whole show with my
with your eyes closed. That's how confident you are in doing the show. You could do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah, I think I can do this whole show with my eyes closed.
There will be a day, but today is not that day. Friday, by the way, you and me, we're gonna have our press conference powwow.
Pizza party? Oh,
Pizza party. I guess we don't use powwow. It's probably not. It's a little bit insensitive, but our press conference meeting where you and I, we jot down some of the questions that must be asked in the press conference, especially the TK ones, which I feel at this point is going to be all about who's going to JCW and who's not. I'm so excited to talk about that. And we'll get into it soon. You know what? It's early enough, so why don't you go ahead, leave a thumbs up on the video. It's just us, Zeus. It's just overbooked again. The people. Thank you if you found us through the last week of all the post shows that were going on and all the stuff. Maybe you subscribe to the channel, which I appreciate. There is plenty that we do here. This show is one of them, 5 days a week, 10 a.m. Eastern. Myself, Jeremy, SB3, some combination of us. And, of course, the pals, people who drop in interviews that we do. This week alone, we had Hattie, and last week we had, and also Mike from Indeed, who braved the elements on Monday to join us. And
that was last week.
Was that last week? That was last Wednesday because it was
last Wednesday. It's April 1st, yeah.
There you go. And of course, Shatu was with us last week, so there you go.
Plenty. Marco Stunt yesterday.
Marco Stunt was here. That's the one that I was thinking of. Marco Stunt joined yesterday to talk about a lot of things.
We got Marco Stunt to jack off yesterday.
Proud of you. You explained it to him and he understood.
Marco was a lot of fun. If you've not watched that interview, it's it's on yesterday's show, but we'll clip that and have that up here hopefully by the end of the week. Yeah, Marco was a lot of fun. He took the jacking off bit in good stride, which was nice to
Usually, you
see.
take your jacking off anyway.
Well,
You don't
yeah,
want to go too fast. You don't want to go too slow.
yeah, he was he had fun with it. Bless Marco that he was a good sport about it, and he mentioned we talked a little bit afterward, and he said he had a lot of fun. So that was good. That was good. So shout out to Marco. We're hopefully, I mean, we can have Marco back probably anytime if he wants. Hopefully gonna have Janela on at some point in the next 2 weeks before spring break and everything, because he's got spring break to promote. And I still think that I'm going to do the Paul bit while Janela
Brother, I'm pretty sure spring break is next Friday.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. We got to have him on before spring break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, it's weird. This is the weird thing about the Vancouver thing is like, who's going? And the answer is nobody. They're all going to Vegas.
Yeah.
And I feel weird being one of the only. I feel like that room is going to be like me and 3 other people from local media in Vancouver. Which is great.
You guys are not legitimate journalists, so I don't even know how you're getting in the room.
Where will Chris Van Vliet be? That is all I need to know. Where will
Van
Chris
Vliet's going to be in Vegas?
I'm going to send him a message, be like, Chris, where are you right now? Are you in Vancouver? If not, we got to shut it down. Just shut it all down, go home, and we're done here.
Yeah, Van Vliet's going to be in Vegas. He ain't showing up to Vancouver.
Son of a bitch doesn't think it's legitimate to be in those rooms. I hate it. I don't think he was going to be there. I don't know who's going to. I don't know. I really don't know who's going to be in Vancouver for this event, media-wise. I know Brian's going. Brian Alvarez said he's going.
That makes sense.
But he's not staying. He was talking yesterday about going back to do Observer with Dave, of course. So I don't know if he's sticking around for the.
He's peacing out on the press conference. He said, "Forget that nonsense."
Honestly, can't really blame him most of the time. I just happen to be there, so I'll just be there. Anyway. Oh God. Yeah, so we did the leave a thumbs up. Also, you can donate a super chat and email, get your question or statement read on the air. If you found us this past week, you're welcome. And sorry, but you're stuck with us now. You're gonna be with us forever. Us and Coast to Coast with JPJ and Collins and Rob and Maggie doing Coexisting, and the Spotlight with Jeremy and Steven Jensen. All these shows and more over on Fightful Overbooked. We're just here. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Damn it. I was hoping you weren't listening.
No, I'm setting up the poll question for today. The question is, are we legitimate journalists? Your options are, great question, you're not Chris Van Vliet.
Oh, you're not Chris Van Vliet. That's one answer.
Yeah. You're not Chris Van Vliet, and it's what we do.
It's what we do.
That is your poll question for today. Everybody, please vote or don't. I don't care.
That's fine. We're in it. What a phenomenal day yesterday was.
Was it?
NXT was useless. They announced Revenge is a 2-week special because
I was hoping it was gonna be a video game.
That's what I said. That's what it's in the description too.
WCW NWO Revenge, that was a beastly game.
They didn't even use the old Revenge logo. They just used a boring old Revenge in big red letters. Gross. Ugh.
And I didn't even see the logo, honestly.
But that doesn't look like much. Yeah, NXT Revenge is happening. It's basically all of they were like, well, we got to do something for Mania week, so let's do a 2-week tour of repeat of matches, and they're just gonna do that. They're just doing all the matches they did last Saturday.
It wasn't even that. I mean, it was partially, but the match that pissed me off the most was the 8-man tag. And I'm like, didn't you guys just do this 2 months ago with Dark State and all the title contenders? Remember, it was Trick, Javon, Oba, and who else was the title? Maybe it was Ethan, the title contender at that time against Dark State.
Miles Bourne.
Was it Miles Bourne? Sure.
Because they had Dion Lennox was also part of the title scene at the time. And there was a
Okay.
whole, it was Dark State being led by Dion Lennox, but Dion Lennox isn't actually the leader according to Shake One Fingers. It's such a mess. I love
They
it.
just love the Dark State versus all the people going for the world title bit. I feel like I've seen this. I have no interest in this. Ethan Page won, and he gets a title shot now. Good for him.
That's how it works. And Joe Hendry's going back to giving concerts.
Going back to singing.
Just a great episode. I don't know. There was some stuff on NXT that was fun, but overall, there wasn't much that really piqued my fancy. I don't know about you, because you paid maybe a little bit of attention to it while covering, right?
I think. What did Booker T keep calling Keanu Carver? Oh, it's gonna annoy me now. No, he was calling him something else. It was the first name. It was it's gonna annoy me. I meant to write it down so I could remember it, but
we mentioned this before. He's done this before, giving Keanu Carver the wrong first name or mispronouncing it. Didn't he call him Keanu for a little bit? Some of the chat's gonna know what it was, but
this was egregious though. This wasn't like Keanu. This was
typical Booker T.
Egregious from Booker.
Wow. One could argue everything Booker does is egregious.
How dare you?
Well, prove me wrong, internet. Prove me wrong. All these people be like, he's so great for NXT. He gets them over. No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
I should have wrote it down, but
should have.
I didn't. That's my bad. Oh well.
We have 100 million NXT post shows out there, and none of them watch this show. I understand it, to give us the answer we're looking for.
Kate and Alex actually pay attention to this show.
That's true. Follow up is right. Booker is just Jeremy Slop.
I love Booker. He rules.
That's your problem.
I mean, I guess so, but
I will never stop with the Booker T hate. He will never ever.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Booker.
Plenty. He's gonna pop his dick and tell you, kick it.
That rules.
Just a generational.
I gotta pop my dick, man.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to pop my dick too early. Should we? I want to do the Louis NWA Power recap because he did send them to me.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to do this now or if we should do it after we talk about the main attraction of today's show.
All right. I mean, we can do the Power review.
What do y'all think? Should we do the Power review and then talk about TK? Talk about Coach and Bro? What should we do? Y'all got to direct me today. Are we going to do the NWA?
Look right into the camera, Joel. You're not looking enough at the camera.
I frequently look into the camera. In fact, when it was
you weren't right now. You were looking down. You got to look into the camera.
Oh, you're right. Eventually, I'm going to have to reposition to plug in. Yeah, that's right. We do an NWA Power review now because Louis sends me notes. People are all about it. They're Power
2.5 stars.
That's actually what it is.
Yeah, I love Louis' bit.
The best. Why am I not looking directly at you? Oh man. All right, let's go. All right, NWA Power review. This one I got to read notes because they are sent to me and I don't memorize them. And I don't have, you know what? Alex Cardoza, who used to do the SmackDown review, he got the Elgato teleprompter. So he would do the SmackDown review having the prompter in front of him so we could have the notes. And I've thought about it. I ain't doing it though. But shout out to Cardoza. I hope he's doing well. He's a busy man, but he does well. He's just not always on camera. All right. So Louis sent them to me on Blue Sky, as he frequently does. The weekly NWA Power with 3 R's recap with 1 R. Recap as 1 R. NWA TV champion Brian Idol cashed in to face NWA World's champion Silas Mason in a no limits match. Not a single no limit soldier appeared, but there was that's interference. That's what I thought. Silas successfully retained. 2.5 stars. You can play the video if you want.
What video?
No limit soldiers.
Oh, do we still have? Okay, we have it.
Do we have it?
I thought we had like a 2.5 star video that you wanted me to play.
No.
I feel like we need one for this bit, but I don't know what that would be. Somebody give me an idea for a 2.5-star video.
King Potato asking the real questions. What is a no limits match? I assume it's no disqualification, maybe a street fight, something. I don't know.
It should be with the No Limit Soldiers. That's honestly a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it should be, but that's not what we're doing. Anyway, so the match gets followed up by the Gut Check Challenge, a 3-way to immediately face the one true legitimate national champion, Mike Mondo. Backlund, Argento, and Austin have a quick and decent match that ends when Backlund puts Argento in the cross-faced chicken wing. Mondo comes out and beats Backlund quickly. This is Hayden Backlund, by the way, former interview on the show.
I like Hayden.
Yeah, he beats Hayden Backlund quickly to complete the segment and earn the entire thing a right down the middle 2.5 stars.
One day Louis is going to give something not 2.5 stars, and you're going to know it's either the greatest match ever or the worst match ever.
We know exactly what the answer is. Women's tag title match with the Hex taking. See, the Hex, they're women's tag champions. It could have been the women's tag champions in AEW. Women's tag title match with the Hex taking on TVMA, which is it's the 90s all over again. This time without Valentina Rossi, as she's been ID'd, or Poochied, or otherwise disappeared. I never read these in advance, by the way. TVMA control early before Neves gets cocky. Greta gets distracted and the Hex pull it out. Solid 2.5 star match. I can get behind that. The Hex are great. I love the Valentina Rossi. She did, in fact, get WWE ID'd. Women's title is the main as Natalia Markova defends against the plucky newcomer, Livia. We've talked about Livia. She's great. Livia hits a couple of moves in this that look like they really could seal the upset. The woman has star potential and really got the crowd to buy in. Markova wins with the top rope missile dropkick to the face. Booker T's screaming right now. Markova and Livia had great chemistry, and Livia should win the belt soon. 2.5 stars. Greta and Neves come out after and beat down the champ and challenger. New TV champion Neves looks like she's coming for the big belt. 2.5 star segment in the show. This was the thumbnail.
We get NWA interviews.
That's true. We've done 2.
Yeah, Pretty Boy Smooth was through NWA. I got in trouble for asking about the cocaine spot.
It's okay. Now you can ask about it on TNA since he's come back to TNA.
No, that was all good. That was, I mean, I didn't like yell at or anything, but that was just a little misunderstanding. But it's all good. We actually message about battle rap a lot. Me and Pretty Boy Smooth. He's a good dude. And Hayden Backlund, when he was on, that was through NWA. So we actually do get some we can credit Louis for getting us these interviews. That's fine. I'm okay.
I know we talk about it before. Like we make crack about NWA and make fun of like the fact that the shows are taped months and months earlier and they're finally airing. But like it's giving young talent a place to work TV. It's giving young talent a place to work a new place. It's a new territory. So I'm not going to take that away from anyone as long as they're, making a few bucks and they're getting some development out of it. I can't say bad things about NWA as like a place for young wrestlers to learn their craft. I think that's great.
Yeah. I don't know why we need to get a cameo. We can just have someone on.
Do it ourselves.
I mean, we can do it ourselves, but like we could just have a wrestler say it.
Where's Dijak?
I was gonna say like we should just get Dijak back on the show and just be like 2.5 stars. We get Gallows back on the show, but like, that's a good brother 2.5 stars.
That might be the answer.
That's actually good. Good.
We should do that. We should get both boys to show up. Get him and Carl coming to us. That's a good brother 2.5 right there.
Gallows is actually the perfect person to do that bit. So next time we have him on, someone remind me to do that.
So we used to have Brian Alvarez do our cameos, and
it costs too much now.
Yeah, Brian went from like a $10 cameo to a $30, and we were like, "Nah, too rich for our blood."
Yeah, we ain't got that kind of money.
I'm gonna corner him in Vancouver and be like, "Brian, I'm gonna take out my phone. You are going to say the following words. It's going to be like when the voice actors come in to do a session. I'm just going to give them lines to read and put them in front of a camera with a microphone and be like, read them, Brian."
Yeah, Alvarez is $20 on Cameo. We don't have that budget. We don't have $20 a month to spend on these cameos.
It's too damn much, these cameos. We don't have. Listen, when we get syndicated and we get that big budget, brother, we're going to change the game. We are going to be the ones that everybody runs to. None of this Chris Van Vliet stuff. They're going to be asking why In the Weeds isn't in the weeds of these press conferences. Baby, we're already there. Like,
I mean, we go to these press conferences. Look, you asked the best questions from the one press conference that you went to. I don't remember which show that was. Was it All Out?
Yeah,
All Out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that was the best questions.
We're gonna do it
press
again.
Conference. So
we're gonna do it again. Friday, we're gonna sit here, and part of the show, we are going to put together the presser questions. We are going to get them together, and you know what? This kind of segues perfectly into the conversation about yesterday. And I know a lot of you didn't, but a lot of you also did watch for the first time the Coach and Bro show. Which through this episode, Jeremy, I realized something. Remember we talked about Pat McAfee and the random Twitter accounts that he tagged?
Yeah.
Then we were one of them. Yeah, it turns out Coach and Bro Show was one of them, and they were over the moon that they got tagged in this. Their
really?
Podcast channel, whatever, that is like 200 followers. So there was that. But it's okay. We're the marks. It's okay. We're the marks. So don't you worry about that. Ryan, I do have a cameo. I just don't use it. I don't think I've done one cameo. I have a talent cameo open. I don't know how much I charge. Maybe $5.
This is actually a good bit. Just find some random people, some cheap people to just do the cameo.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, we might actually do that instead of wrestlers. It's much funnier. Just like these people have no idea what's going on. Like, what is AEW? What is WWE?
Amazing. So Tony was on the show, the Coach and Bro show, and as expected, it went very well for Tony. As expected, the two gentlemen that host the show played relatively nice and didn't get shitty with him, because the grift gets taken down when you have to actually pretend to be an adult in the room for once. And as expected, not much happened. There was very little new information, or at least like I don't know if I could say important. I think the interview was good from Tony's answers, but I don't think there was much substance added to most things that were asked. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I can't even call it a Joel Pearl fine. I can't, because it wasn't. The stuff about Jericho, yeah, I mean, but in the same answer, he also mentioned that Jericho was a long-term conversation, and they always had Winnipeg as the place he was going to come back. And when Tony said that, I was like, no, that's bullshit. But it didn't matter at that point because he was just giving them answers. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, and I frequently am, because when someone says I'm gonna be honest, it sounds like I'm not gonna be honest. I'm always gonna be honest. And I said this in our group chat. This interview was always going to turn out the way it did, because once you realize two things. One, these guys, I'm talking Coachman and Russo, do not watch AEW shows. They don't. They have a producer who gives them talking points and tells them what to react to and get the clicks and get the likes to do the grift. Okay? They don't. If they're watching anything, they're watching this in clips and whatever. That's their prerogative. That's how they know AEW. The other thing, they don't listen to any interview that Tony does anytime anyway, because they're too self-righteous and too full of themselves to think about what others are asking about, to realize that the line of questioning that they have is exactly the same as many other people. They did one or two things that no one's asked about yet, and the reason for that was Tony hasn't really faced the media since Revolution. So they were, high-fiving and kikiing with each other after the show, and all on a high because they got the most views they've ever had, and they were over the moon. But of course, they thought it was because of them and not because of the guests. But that's why the interview wasn't good. It was two old heads thinking they did something, when in reality, they did exactly what most people with a brain who follow this knew they did, which was talking points and vapid questions. And Tony dog walked them because he could, and he was prepared. And that was my take on the interview.
You're much harsher on this interview than I am.
Yeah, that's fair.
I already knew that from our conversations. yesterday that you were going to be much harsher on this interview, and like that's fair. It's your thoughts on it. I thought Tony did great. He answered every question how you would expect this this version of Tony Khan to answer the question. But I thought he gave really good answers, and there was some insightful stuff from Tony. Yeah, he did mention in the weeds, but
do we get a royalty?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to cut you off. This guy, it sounds like you just don't like Vince Russo, and that's fine. That makes your opinion pretty much worthless. Well, here you go, fuckhead. Let me tell you why it's okay. And I shouldn't play because my kid's in the next room. I'm trying to be good about this. It doesn't make it worthless. Because you know what? If I wanted to listen to Grifter's Grift and a guy who spent an hour with Tony basically begging for a job, I could do that in other rooms. But guess what? I have a little bit of self-respect. Tony's sitting there being like, oh, can I have Britt Baker? He knew what he was doing. Oh, now you have creative on top. You should listen to other people's opinions about the program and maybe it'll get better. He's asking for a job. Don't give me this. You don't like him. He's fine. Your opinion's useless. I'm sorry, buddy, but welcome to the show. Can't sit here and be like, your opinion's useless because the guy who's grifting got to do his grift. Stop it.
I noticed there are some Coach and Bro fans, it appears, in our chat today.
My apologies to the rest of the chat in that case. Jesus.
I do not listen to their show at all. And that's not a full knock on them. I don't listen to anybody's show that's not like an interview based show. So if they have an interview, sure, I might listen to it. If they don't have an interview, I do not listen to it. So yeah, we've already got somebody going through that, Joel. What are you talking about?
Sorry, I was listening to something else and I was doing this.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to put you in timeout through this show.
Yeah, don't put me in timeout
live. So yeah, I don't listen to their show. I don't listen to anybody's show unless they have interviews. So it's whatever. You can take my opinion on that however you want. I thought Tony did a great job in answering all of the questions and giving the answers that you would again expect Tony to give at this point. I thought Russo was hilarious in the let me tell you how you should be doing things here, boss. That's just very funny to me. Like, all right. I guess he's doing a good job with JCW. I don't know. I've seen clips and stuff. Here's the thing about Russo. Here's the thing. I don't know Vince Russo personally. I know he has I know him and Sean have history. I understand that. That's none of my business. Now, do I potentially hold a little bit of a grudge because of that? Because Sean's my friend? Yeah, sure. You can call me biased because I prefer to side with my friend over someone who has been mean to him. Look, Russo has commented on us before. He has no idea who we are. He just took clips from our show and decided to make fun of us. So, whatever. I don't know Vince Russo personally. Never talked to the guy. I like his booking. His booking is absurd and hilarious to me. I love those Attitude Era shows. I love those end of WCW shows. People, talk when I do my booking stuff. They're like, wow, you got a lot of Russo. Yeah, because I think it's the dumbest shit in the world, but I love that dumb shit. So I have no problem with him like trying to put over JCW and essentially like, this is how you should do things, bro. Like, all right, cool. Like, do I agree with it? No, but I think it's funny. Now him yelling and like trying to talk over Tony and stuff, that I was like, oh my God, can you not? I didn't think Russo had like a ton of great questions. Honestly, I don't know if he had any questions. He was basically just trying to give Tony advice about stuff. One of the best answers came from not even a question, but when Russo's telling him like, you should be taking shots at WWE and, they're vulnerable right now. And Tony is just like, well, I used to do that, but now we are established and, I'm taking the high road and everything now. I was like, oh, it's good insight from Tony, because if you have followed Tony through the entire time, he used to be he called WWE the Weinstein of pro wrestling. Come on now. You can't get more of a shot at a company than calling them the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling when everything was going on. And now he focuses on AEW, and it's been better for AEW. I do think that. So Tony gave a good answer there. It wasn't a question that Russo asked, but Tony gave a good answer out of it. I thought Coach had good questions, honestly. I do. The stuff about what do the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega do, and then Tony didn't really give an answer, so Coach tried to press a little bit, and he still didn't give like too much insight. But I thought that was a good question. He asked about Jericho. He asked about the sale. And look, it was the first time Tony's done media, so it's the first time anybody had an opportunity to ask about that stuff. But he still asked, so I'll give him credit for that. I thought Coach was perfectly fine. The whole look into the camera, okay, what are we?
It's obnoxious.
But yeah, I thought Coach was perfectly fine. I thought Russo was Russo. You can either like that or dislike that. I thought Tony was great. I thought Tony was the whole kill him with kindness thing. I think works here. Like I really think it works, because you're not gonna go into this show and it's not gonna benefit you to be like combative towards anything, because their whole thing is like, we just want to help, Tony. Like, well, we want to just do. We just want to help you. You're getting the whole, like, you're getting a master class of things. Like, okay, like what? Go ahead.
You're getting a master class coming from the guy whose decline has been studied for decades at this point.
Yeah.
And I said, if this were 2021 and Tony was not doing the kill him with kindness, he would have said, taking a look at your numbers today, you're welcome. And that would have been it.
Yeah, like Tony, like
class. Jesus.
Like Tony, again, he played nice, and I think playing nice is what you should do in this, because I don't think it benefits anybody if he just goes on there and just is combative with everything. They tried to get him combative with bringing up Dave, which I didn't think was necessary. Like, who cares?
It was their dog whistle. It is their own personal dog whistle, because every time they brought up Dave, it was Coachman and Vince would like go rabid. They would spend their time just like talking shit about Dave. Listen, for some reason, I'm on a streak of Dave quote tweeting me for some god awful reason. I don't know Dave. I respect his work greatly, his past work, of course. I don't know why these two have such a weird hate boner for this one person, and they're the ones bringing it up. It's not even Tony. Tony speaks glowingly of a lot of people, and the kill him with kindness line, we'll talk about why that worked in a minute beyond what you said, but that Dave was just a dog whistle for these idiots.
And them saying like Dave's never been like backstage at a show and all this stuff, like, what are we talking about? Like,
that was my favorite. Tony being like, he's backstage at my shows.
Yeah. Like it was again, Tony did a good job with all of this stuff. He defended Dave when it came to everything, but he wasn't combative in defending it. It was just like, hey, like, this is what I think of Dave. Well, Dave has been backstage at our shows. This is more or less my relationship with Dave. Like, again, I think Tony did an excellent job here. Did he change any minds? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to their chat. I have no idea. It seemed like Russo and Coach are best friends with him now, so he changed their minds on something.
So there were a number of people. So I stuck around after the interview ended. I know you and SB3 both.
I pieced out immediately after Tony was off.
I fully understand. I explained it in my chat. In our chat. I was in my kitchen, which is all the way over there, with my Bluetooth headphones, listening to a stream that was on this computer, and I was like, I can't turn this off, so I'll listen for the last 7 minutes of their show. And I said it on Twitter. I was like, that meme of the two bitches looking at each other and saying, exactly. That's what that was. The last 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
They were just like, they were so proud of themselves. They were so proud of the numbers. They were so proud of how they got, we got more out of Tony Khan than any other interview he's ever done. And I'm like, no, you haven't. You asked a couple of questions that nobody has had a chance to ask yet. And as a result, you got more out of Tony Khan because the baseline was 0. And then afterwards, before they even started with the exactlies, it was Vince Russo being like, you sent me a format today, and you wanted me to be on the format because you wanted me to keep to a format so that I didn't go off the script, blah, blah, blah. He sent me apparently he just sent all the interview questions. Like, but then all of a sudden we went to number 9 and I was so confused. And I'm like, Vince Russo, who supposedly writes for wrestling companies and has this film and television experience of formatting shows and understanding how things change, got very turned around by somebody asking a question out of order. Apparently that ruined his entire experience. And it was 5 minutes of them patting each other on the back and then talking about how it's going to be so much bigger and how they turned all these people into AEW fans and how we don't hate AEW. We just think we have better views because we've been in the business. And it's like, you're in the business for what people in the business call a cup of coffee. And what have you done since then? You've been on this grift. You've been doing this shit. I'm not stopping the accents. The accents are what makes the show better. That's what really people are here for. But you know what? Tony went in. He killed them with kindness. He made friends out of them because he would do this one thing that I really appreciate from Tony, because he was either coached to do it or not that coach. He was either taught to do it or he decided in the moment this is the way it should be. Or he was programmed earlier in the day and he did a great job at the programming, whoever that was. He turned things around on them to make them sound smarter than they are. He made them sound like they were accomplished in their fields. And that gave them the little ego boost that they had to go a little easier on him and to be a little nicer. Some of them are backhanded compliments and they're never going to understand it. But the point was, whenever Tony was approached to do something like talk shit about WWE, he'd just turn it around and be like, Vince, you had a great stint in WWE. And I'm just like, started with the CM Punk stuff. He asked when you were on the dais and I'm not doing a Russo impression. I'm not. It's not because of you people being like, you should be doing
Joel backed down from the pressure of the accent.
You were in the AEW press conference and you were listening to CM Punk tell you that he's up. Anyway, he goes on and on and on. And I'm like, he's setting him up for something. And then Tony just completely just disabled it. He said something that completely turned it around. It was the whole, what did you learn in your first few years in the wrestling business? And then Tony turned it into like, remember your first years and da-da-da-da. And all of a sudden, Vince Russo was a little puppy dog. He was ready to just be nicer to him again. It was very interesting. It was very interesting because, again, Tony had the answers to these grifter questions because he knew that the questions are going to be and how they were going to be framed.
I didn't even think that was a good question. Like,
no, because he got into his own bag before he realized what the question was supposed to be.
Yeah, that was sort of my issue with at least Russo's portion of things. Is it felt like he was just trying to get himself more over, which, as I tweet, like, fairs. Like, I feel like I sometimes do that in interviews, so I'm not going to be one to criticize of Russo doing that with this interview. But when it came to that question, it's like he's been asked that, and that's one thing I don't think they fully got. I don't know how many Tony Khan interviews they've listened to. I have no idea. Russo pointed out one where Tony took a shot at him when AEW first started, which was hilarious.
Guaranteed he wasn't. He didn't see anything but a clip that was 2 minutes long on his stupid Russo podcast where he rage reacts to things like he did with us with the Vince stuff.
Yeah, sure. That might be that. But I don't know how many questions or how many interviews they've seen with Tony Khan. I do think they thought they were asking like super tough questions that like no one else in the world has asked, and I'm sitting there as someone who has listened to like every Tony Khan interview in existence, even ones that y'all probably don't even know exist. I'm like, he's been asked all of these questions. The only ones that he hadn't been asked were, again, Jericho and the sale, and that's because he hadn't done media since then. But again, they asked the question, so fair enough to them asking the questions. But the whole stuff of like, oh, we're gonna ask you about the what did you learn from the CM Punk thing? He got asked that by Busted Open like a week after all of that went down. This is where I thought Russo was gonna be like, what was going through your mind in that moment? Because that's the question I would want to ask Tony. Is like, what are you thinking when CM Punk is doing all of this? Like, did you think to like cut him off? Did you think to be like, ooh, maybe I should stop this? Like that's one thing that I don't think he's been asked. At least I haven't heard it, and that I wouldn't know. And look, am I gonna get real? I don't know. I have no idea what kind of answer I'm going to get. I could probably give you an answer that I think he would give. But like that's the question I thought he was going. I was like, oh, you know what? That would be a good question. I thought Coach did good with like what do the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega do? Like what are their actual roles? And Tony gave the answer that he gave. Like it wasn't too much on that. Did he get asked that by Helwani?
Yeah. Helwani kind of gave him like it's been 5-6 years retrospective questions. He did.
Like what were you thinking in that moment? Did you think to cut him off? I truly like I don't fully remember Helwani's exact question.
I think it was more about growth in those experiences. I don't think, and that's kind of where Russo went.
Yeah, that's what everyone. Yeah, that's what everyone seems to be asking. Or maybe Mike is referencing that. Maybe Mike is referencing that he got asked the question Russo asked by Helwani, not referencing that he got asked the question I would have asked by Helwani. You can clarify that if I'm wrong on that, Mike. But yeah, like I know he's been asked that question, so it doesn't mean anything to me. And then Mike saying he asked if he thought it was the right thing to do. And Tony said, okay, you could be right. I have listened to a lot of Tony Khan interviews. Do I remember every single thing that has been asked? No, because I listened to a lot of Tony Khan interviews and my memory sucks anyway. So yeah, I would still ask it just because I think our audience would like it. I don't know. Maybe they wouldn't, but some of the other stuff, I don't even remember all the lines of questions. Obviously, like, benching stars and Ricky Saints and Britt Baker. I was like, literally every single person asks about this. Like, he doesn't go a week without being asked about this. I actually give Russo credit to be like, hey, can I use Britt for JCW? Because, like, you know what? He hasn't been asked that. That's a good question. Nobody's asked that before.
It was ballsy, and he of course, he has the space. Listen, if he did it, we would have. You would have been like, can we use Britt for Ring of Hallucinations?
No, I didn't mind that. Like, I thought that was funny, honestly. But yeah, a lot of these questions he's been asked before, and so, but I think they didn't think that he was had been asked these questions. I don't know how much like Tony interviews they've really seen and stuff. The one question and the one topic that I know we'll talk about, but the press conference stuff was hilarious to me. Absolutely hilarious. Look, if you watch our show long enough, you know every single, and get ready for Monday, because you know every single post AEW pay-per-view, I'm bitching about the press conference. Not because who is there and necessarily what the questions are asked or anything, but because the damn things are too long. Because they go until 3:00 in the morning. Those are the questions that I get annoyed by, or those are the part about the press conference that I get annoyed by. It's like, I don't need this long ass press conference. But they asked about like, the journalist in the room and everything is like, how are you just letting like these fans or these blogs that have like 100 views or whatever it might be, like, how are you letting them in the room? I'm just like, go ahead.
What really? Okay. It's a question that when framed that way has potential. And it's not about, Linus Ulmark was nominated for the Bill Masterson. I saw Linus trending in Canada, and I thought it was about Linus Technics. Anyway.
TNA left turn.
Ottawa Senators left turn, almost in the wild card. Anyway, the point I was trying to make was that they could have framed it in a much better way, because I have asked questions to myself, not openly, but like about how some of these outlets are given access and to what degree. And sometimes we know who has something else going on that gets them in the door, or who knows who. Like, that's what this business is, and that's why I don't push on this, because Like, I happen to know so and so is getting it because they're really friendly with so and so from another world, blah blah blah. Like, and that's fine. Or maybe they're helping someone grow their show because they see the potential, and it's a helpful project. That does exist, and that's okay. It's how that person also uses the opportunity to know whether or not they're going to get another shot at other talent being on their platforms. That's fine. What was annoying to me, and what was so just idiotic about the framing, was that I think Russo seemed to think that bringing up the Jaguars and the NFL and how they're so different and how they don't do this, they do exactly the same thing in the NFL, where they bring in influencers with large social media followings, and they bring them in for events, and they welcome them in with open arms, because that is a newer initiative by the NFL for the last like 5 to 10 years. Probably not 10, closer to 5. But the point is, like, it exists. It's existed, and it will continue to exist. So, like, why do you think that going off on the NFL not doing this, when they clearly do, is going to get the answer that you think you're going to get, which is, why are wrestling fans going to wrestling shows and going to wrestling post conferences, when football fans who are covering football are going to football pressers and going to football experiences? Yeah, we're all fans first. It's how we kind of handle our fandom that brings up a bigger conversation that you and I have talked about, and others. But, like, there's nothing wrong with having a big social following and not having a journalism degree to be in those rooms. It's how you conduct yourself. It is how you show respect for the opportunity given. And at that point, AEW and WWE and whoever can make the decision whether or not you're welcome back in those rooms. That's what it comes down to. But he thought he was doing something with the NFL comparison. It was ridiculous.
The NFL comparison always pops me when anybody brings it up. But it was especially funny with these two, because it's just a dumb comparison, because we're talking about pro wrestling. You know what I mean? Like, it's pro wrestling. We love it. Don't get me wrong. We love it. But it's more akin to a movie or a television show. I mean, they say it's a television show. Like, there's sports, sure, but it's more television than it is sports. I'm sorry to ruin that illusion for everybody. That's where the press conference stuff, what they were talking about yesterday, was so funny to me, because when they started, I thought they were going to be like, why do you even do these? I'd be like, you know what? Good question. Why do you do these? Instead, it just became like an outlet of, let me bury the fans and the people you let into the press conference. Like, oh, this question now sucks. Like, who cares who gets into these press conferences? Like, as Sean always says, is like, different people got different agendas at these press conferences. Malcolm does a bit where he asks about the Waffle House order.
And
some people don't. Go ahead.
I would be fine knowing this, because I think it would be funny.
Yeah,
but I also think so.
Like, some people hate the bit, and other people, like me, love it. I don't have, like, I think it's funny. Like, sure, ask that question. Doesn't bother me. You know, and then the other people who are there, you got the local people like, hey, when are you gonna come back to our town? And all of this stuff. Like, sure, ask these questions. It's fine. But, like, the fact that it turned into a like, bury the fans and bury the content creators because they're not real journalists and they've never been in the business and everything. It's like, man. And this showed their mentality the whole time of, y'all are stuck in like 30 years ago and we have moved past that. Like, we just have. Like, look how much things have changed, for better and worse, mind you, for better and worse. But look how much things have changed over 30, 20, 10 years. Like, the people who are just stuck in these ways of like, well, this is what we did back in the day, and look how hot it was back in the day, and look what worked for us. Like, yeah, it worked then because the world was different then. The world has completely changed now, and they have either not accepted or don't realize, I don't know, but like, they just keep spouting these stuff of this is how it should be done because this is what worked for us. And you want to talk about, like, it's evolved all over. It's not just, obviously, like, the entire world has evolved, but, like, you want to use, like, sports comparisons and stuff. Like, yeah, NBA teams do let in just, like, effectively fan vlogs to these press conferences and stuff. I'm part of one of those vlogs that gets let in to media and stuff if I wanted a credential to some of this stuff. Like, I'm not gonna call myself an NBA journalist or anything like that, but that's how it just all works. And it's the same thing with the in-ring stuff, right? Like, Shawn Michaels just talked about this of he used the super kick. It beat everybody. Everyone uses the super kick now. It doesn't beat anybody. And Shawn's like, stuff evolves. If my biggest complaint is that too many people use this move that I'm associated with, like, things must be going pretty well. Now, do I think that some things can be different, and do I love every evolution with everything? No, but I recognize that, well, this is just sort of what works now. And that's why I do like wrestlers. Like, I'll give MJF credit. MJF is very, and I say this endearingly, very basic in ring. Now, he can do stuff. He does a Fosbury flop and everything. But MJF understands, like, I don't really need to do that stuff. I can do simple heat, simple fire up, and get everything in and tell a good story in the ring with callbacks and moments, and I'm the biggest star on the show. That's what I like about MJF. He understands the old school psychology when it comes to that. And a lot of people, like, don't. And that's why you see the guys doing all the stuff that they do, because they don't fully understand that. Or they want to just continue. They're doing it the new way, which is fine. But there's also a reason why MJF is at the level he is, and other guys might not ever get to that level. As good as they are, they might not ever get to that level.
This is my favorite because it's true. Ryan Lambert saying the funny thing is that Russo.
Yeah, but they've been in the business. That's their whole argument.
I know. I understand that, but everything just comes around, and they don't understand it. They don't understand that what they used to do and what they do now are exactly the same, just updated to 2026 terms. But they're also not in the business anymore, so what doesn't matter? The Russo being like, wrestling has always been a closed fraternity, and it's always been very special. You were a radio host. You were a radio host, Vince. You hosted a show that was a dirt sheet show in New York for years and years. And, like, you got a lucky break, like so many others who get into wrestling and the non-wrestling side of things, the non-like physical part of things. You can't sit here and gatekeep wrestling when you yourself were part of the pool that used to talk about it from the you don't understand perspective that you like to give now. And that always, that bugged the shit out of me.
This is, again, the old school mentality. I don't care how Vince Russo got into the business. He was You think
he was writing for the magazine?
No, I know it was. I know he's Vic Venom in the magazine. Yeah, I know.
I'm saying, like, he started off. He did a radio show on New York radio, and he was with what's his damn name? John
Alba.
I forget. No, not John Alba. God forbid. You got to remember, it was John. It started with last name started with an M, but I can't remember. It was an Italian last name. Anyway, it's
okay. Sure, whatever. But this goes to, again, the old school mentality of, like, this is how, quote unquote, it used to be, when WWE has a full-on series telling you all the behind the scenes stuff. WWE is letting iShowSpeed film everything backstage. Like, there is no wrestling as a fraternity and all these outsiders can't come in here right now. Like, it does not work like that anymore. And it's not just AEW, obviously. Like there is, I just gave you 2 WWE examples. WWE is more guilty of it than AEW, honestly, with all of the, hey, let's use this influencer and this streamer and this creator. And let's not just have them at press conferences. Let's put them on shows because they got 3, 4, 500 million followers and stuff. Like WWE's far more guilty of this than AEW. And look, maybe you can say, well, that's why WWE is down to the point that they are down right now. But this is legitimately how it's always been. Let's not pretend like celebrities have not. This is the first time a celebrity has been a part of a WrestleMania main event with everything. Like, do I like the Pat McAfee stuff? Yes, I think it's hilarious. I do very much like the Pat McAfee stuff. But WWE just has always done celebrities. We got to realize in 2026, celebrity is different than what it was in 1996. It just is, because the celebrities nowadays are these personalities. They are people like IShowSpeed and Pat McAfee and Logan Paul. They are celebrities, whether you like it or not. They are people who appeal to a young fan base and have a ton of viewers. My kids come in and they see IShowSpeed and they're like, oh, it's IShowSpeed on the TV. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna wrestle at WrestleMania. They're like, oh, that's so cool. They see Logan Paul and they're like, that's the guy who does Prime. They're like, that drink sucks. I was like, oh yeah, but that is the guy who does the Prime drink. And like, oh, he wrestles. Like, oh, they're not really interested in Logan Paul. They like IShowSpeed. I like IShowSpeed. I think he's good. They don't really care about Logan Paul. But like, that's the level of celebrity. Now, these are what celebrities are. And it's recognized again across all sports. Who's Tom Brady doing flag football games with? Friggin' content creators like IShowSpeed and Logan Paul.
So this is very funny. IShowSpeed is there, but Randy Orton's right there. AEW exists, but Randy Orton's right there. When you have Randy Orton right there, they have a problem. By the way, John Arezzi was who I was thinking about. It was a Pro Wrestling Spotlight show. That was the radio show that Vince was on. He was the executive producer, and he would talk about wrestling news and do interviews, which, oh, I don't know, that sounds a little familiar. Maybe it's a little too on the nose. And I'm sure that these coaches and bros might, get a clip from this show. Here, let me make it easy for you. I'm not a journalist. I don't have a journalism degree. I have a radio and television production degree. I am a content creator. I am a host. I've spent years talking into cameras and into rooms of people. I'm very confident of that. Do I ask questions for a living? Yeah, I do. Do I have talking points for a living? Yeah, I do. Do I get silly and stupid for a living? Yeah, I do. And guess what? I'm very lucky that a lot of people get to watch and entertain and be entertained and enjoy the stuff that I get to do, because at the end of the day, I'm no better than you guys, coach and bro. The only difference is I didn't spend 20 years pretending to tell you that I'm better than you. I'm doing it now, where currently I'm better than you. And I know it. I stole his line. Shouldn't have done that. I regret nothing, but there's your clip. I don't care about what they think. And 20 years later, we were them. They are us. That is all it is. Nothing's changed. There was something else that you said that I wanted to touch on real quick. It wasn't even that. It was he achieved more than AEW is doing now. Are you trying to tell me that Vince Russo achieved more than AEW is doing now? Wrestling now, in all accounts, by everyone you ask, is doing better now from a business standpoint and a money-making standpoint than it was in the 90s. Please don't come out here and say that Vince Russo was more successful. Vince Russo worked at a time when wrestling was starting to get a mainstream boom from certain levels of people, of population. It's much different now. Also, yes, I understand that the money is from his father as well. However, being part of a very wealthy, affluent family still means you have to keep the money you get. And right now, Tony's still doing that. The money has been coming back. He's not exactly just spending it and it goes into a bottomless pit. there is money coming back to AEW. So don't sit here and pretend that Vince Russo is sitting in a literal golden castle when he ain't. It's not that way.
Yeah, obviously, like, the metrics have completely changed, right? Like, did Vince get higher ratings than AEW? Yes. Like, Raw was doing, like 5 million people during that time. WCW was doing, still on their deathbed, WCW was doing millions of people. TNA was doing, what was the joke, like 1.2 million every week? I don't think it was quite that high, but maybe it was. Like, yeah, they got better ratings then, but like we've been talking about, media consumption has changed. You had to watch the show to get those numbers, and if you didn't watch the show, well, hopefully you taped it, because otherwise you weren't going to see it. Like, now, let's go online. Let's see this clip. Let's go on YouTube. What are these views? Like, now it's just changed in so many ways that those metrics of the ratings do not matter in the same way. They still matter. I'm not saying like they don't, but they don't matter in the same way that they did back then. Now, did he sell more pay-per-views during that time? Sure. Again, same thing of media consumption has changed. A whole lot more illegal streaming stuff nowadays compared to back then. You wanted an illegal stream back then? You were watching static and hoping you got some type of clear audio. That was your illegal stream back then. Now, you can easily get on a million different websites and watch whatever you want to watch without having to pay for it, including wrestling pay-per-views. So the ratings and all of that stuff, like, it doesn't matter the same way that it did back then. So,
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, so like whatever your definition of like he did better, yeah, sure, there's metrics that show he did better. There's also a ton of metrics to show that AEW is doing better right now. Here's a stupid one for you to show that none of this actually matters. How many YouTube views was Raw getting back then? 0? Oh, they must suck. AEW gets about 100,000, probably, depending on the video. They're doing way better than WWE did back then. It's all changed.
For the one guy who's trying to get me to say nice things about Vince Russo, yes, he came into WWF in the creative team at a time when the creative was flat. And he said, let's Jerry Springer up the joint.
Yeah, and rolled.
And Vince McMahon said, yeah, let's give it a try. And it worked. Was it good? The top line stuff was good sometimes, but the mid-card stuff was awful. The bottom of the card stuff was awful. And it worked because people were just happy to see something completely different. That's really what it came down to. They were happy to see something different. And yes, someone's going to say, well, you're completely just minimizing his impact. And to a degree, yeah, I am. But I'm also out here to say that with hindsight and the value of it, you can see that, yes, things changed, not necessarily for the better, but things changed. I think that Vince Russo is really good at patting himself on the back for something that he had a part in. I think he's really good at admitting that the one thing he did was walk away when he was burnt out, and all the conversations that came from that. But other than that, I don't think he's very retrospective or introspective about some of the hurt he caused to the business before and now.
Business. We hurt business.
I love Chris Starr. She posted something about her people, and it was like she was kind of being a little bit, vulnerable. And I almost quote tweeted it and be like, "Is Chris Starr telling me she's joining the Hurt syndicates?" But I'm not going to do it because, again, I don't know how the day is going. And love you, Chris Starr. I hope you're doing okay. But I just saw it. I had a good giggle. I was like, oh no. But yeah, the point is he's out here trying to put 1990s figures into 2026 ideas. And it was very, very apparent as they started talking about ratings. And they were like, you did the show in Washington, D.C., the first show, and it was 1.4 million, bro. And then we haven't seen it since. Do you ever think about how you can get the next one? The next million conversation was every week when Dynamite was on. The conversation was, how do we get to the next million? How do you get the next million? How do you get? And The answer wasn't or the question shouldn't have been, how do you get the next million? It was, how do you continue to maintain the 1.4 you got, or at least find your level and stick to it, or maintain and then grow. But no one ever wanted to talk about freely what 1.4 meant week one versus what 900 or 1. It was 1.4, 1.1, then 9. Regardless, ratings did decline because eventually that's what happens. But for those two to be like, how are we going to get the next million? It's again, they're using old talking points from 6 years ago because they don't watch the show and they don't listen to what others are saying about the business now. They go with the talking points and the questions that their producer comes up with. And yeah, coach has a bunch too, and he's given a masterclass or whatever. But no, that was another question where it was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that whole like, have you thought about like why you lose the audience and all this stuff?
I'm seeing hypodermic needles on pay-per-view, bro, and families want to come to the shows. Okay, come to the shows. You know what you're getting. Listen, I don't listen.
That was the question, by the way, where like they're like, oh, no one's asked about this, and like so many people have asked about the hardcore stuff and like, do you think it's too much and everything? I was like, I've heard this so much, but you could tell they got so, were like happy with themselves of like, oh, we're asking that. No one has the balls to ask Tony this. And it's like, yeah, everyone's asked Tony this.
And the thing is, like, I understand the part of the line of questioning about using violence when it's appropriate and whether or not you can grow your audience based on that when you're trying to do, when you're trying to provide from a revenue or from a ticket selling standpoint, a more affordable and accessible product for potentially families. I understand the line of questioning. And I think that there is like a larger conversation that AEW could have about, violence and what if some of it's on a family. You got to understand, hey, Jimmy, this isn't real, but there will be blood, but you got to know it's not a PG show. That's up to the families. I will fully admit and go with that. But I think there's like a larger conversation about finding those points that meet. And that, to me, that's more about maximizing your revenue than it is about maximizing your ratings, so to speak. Because you are on an upswing. It's how you maximize that and figure out ways to make it so that your talent aren't having to bleed every week on TV to prove the point that you are a really good wrestling show. So it's just a larger conversation.
Should bleed more.
Yeah, we should have blood packs at every single stop. And I get TK was an ECW guy. Everyone loves to talk about the one ECW show he went to that his dad took him to as a reward for homework. He does. Yes, he does. He did his homework, so he got it as a reward. but like the idea is, as much as you book for yourself, there are larger factors at play that could help you with the growth of your own product. That's it.
I don't think Tony books for himself, though. That was the other conversation that they kind of had, is like, you're booking for a large, like, I think that's sometimes the problem, is Tony is booking too much for the larger audience and wants to try to appease everybody when the audience that he has is very loyal and very strong. And that's the stuff that they like, because WWE tries to book to appease everybody. And I don't think a lot of WWE fans want that. Like, wrestling fans want wrestling. That's the thing. Like, they just want wrestling.
I mean,
and that's when AEW is at its strongest, though, is when they do a lot of good wrestling. And yeah, they have stories surrounding that. But the MJF stuff is the best stuff they've done in a while, because it's just guys going out there having competitive matches and being focused on the world title. And it's multiple people. And obviously MJF is great in his role. I've praised him enough, but he's obviously fantastic as the guy who is the champion and being chased and everything. But like, that's what they want. I don't think AEW fans, I do think they like the blood and stuff like that. And look, do they overuse it? I don't think so. I mean, they do it like once every pay-per-view. Like, okay. Could they maybe take a pay-per-view off? Yeah, sure. But they do it like once every pay-per-view. It's fine. I think when Tony kind of loses himself is when he tries to do stuff that isn't just more of the straightforward wrestling.
So the Mac stuff, you hit it on the head. The reason why a lot of people are into it is, yes, it's the wrestling, but it's also the basis of wrestling storytelling is I want to be the best, and that includes going after a title that you have. Therefore, I must beat you to be the best. That is straightforward down the middle storytelling, and then you intersperse the interconnected conflicts that get you to point A to point B to have the match. And when you do that, you can have magic, which I love that when wrestling gives you that magic and makes you want to be invested in the characters trying to win their matches. You get behind those characters. That's what I like. There was somebody or there was one thing that we talked about. Oh, this you don't want to watch a movie written by a committee. It's not about committee as much as it is the ideas that go into putting together the film. You are watching a movie that's made by a committee, because you have a director, you have a producer, you have an assistant director, you have people who give their influence and give their thoughts as to what the overall presentation of a product should be. And that's not always a bad thing. You need that. I'm not, and this isn't me comparing it to WWE, because that's not what this particular point of conversation is. It's the idea that multiple people coming together for a common goal is what you want, but it's also having multiple voices in the room. And that's why a lot of people talk about having people of color, having women of color, having people from various diverse backgrounds giving their opinions about how something could be structured and developed is beneficial to your overall product. It's not about becoming a variety show, but it's about taking different ideas and putting them into that soup to make the perfect tasting soup. Whether or not that's, blood, ultraviolence, whatever, that's clearly up to the people in the room. But for me, the story is paramount. It's what we do, as Kate says. Story.
But yeah, and there's story in AEW though. My point is Tony is best when it's just a very simple story that revolves a lot around pro wrestling. Not let's kidnap people and things like that. That is not what Tony, like the Moxley stuff last year, the whole hostile takeover and all that, that's not Tony Khan's bag. It's just not. Where did it start to get really good? When Hangman Page was like, hey, I want this world title that you've just had in this briefcase the entire time. And of course, people love Hangman Page. But that's when it started to pick up. Same thing when Swerve was the challenger before Hangman. That's the stuff that is good. Oh, he burning down houses with Hangman and Swerve and breaking into, like, he can get there with stuff. I credit Will Washington, not Tony, for all of that. But like he can get there with that stuff. And Tony Storm's Tony Storm, but she's a beast unto her own, and I credit RJ City with that less than
Don't
Tony.
tell him that. He won't like it.
Yeah. So like, there is stuff that they can do like that, but Tony specifically, when he is at his best, is when he just has stuff focused around good pro wrestling, wins and losses with stakes, and the world championship matters. That's what Tony has always done extremely well.
Yeah. And it is one of the things that I want them to clean up, and sometimes it's just for me, it's trying to juggle the amount of wrestling I have to cover on a week-to-week basis, that sometimes I'm not able to keep up with how we got to a certain point. Someone in the chat, like Brian was saying, why is Queen Aminata getting a title shot after coming back from injury? What'd she do to earn it? And then, as others pointed out, it's an open challenge. Queen Aminata was on a tear. She got injured. She answered an open challenge. That can work, and that's fine. But sometimes I do need commentary to hit me over the head with some of this stuff, and they've gotten better with it. I do like that they've started using certain video packages to tell the stories of these matches and get you caught up a little bit, and they don't overstay their welcome. So again, it is about the difference in presentation of wrestling, and I don't want them to be WWE light. I never wanted that. I didn't want them to take from WWE unless they were going to let Jeff Jarrett have a complete, resurgence and win the world title, which is what they should have done. But instead, they tell something different. And if they tell something different, a different story in a different way, 2026 wrestling does not have to be 1986 wrestling. I think there are fundamentals of professional wrestling storytelling that you can use and should use when you can, but that doesn't mean you can't modernize it. And it doesn't mean that you can't kind of add a different flavor, as long as the flavor isn't a complete removal of storytelling basics, right?
Yeah. And look, they've gotten better with the video package stuff, and the announcers can be hit and miss. I obviously think Bryan Danielson does a great job because Bryan Danielson does a great job. Renee with the sideline reporter bit has been very good. So they've done better stuff when it comes to that. All these companies can improve. There's no, and we watch the shows, we give our critical take on the shows. There's no formula, like perfect formula for all of that, for any of this. Like, there just isn't.
There shouldn't be, because it's a subjective art form. The idea is it's not going to hit for everyone all the time.
Yeah, there just isn't a perfect formula for this. I think what AEW does, for the most part, is very good. I think what WWE does entertains me, but I understand that it doesn't entertain everybody, and I understand that a lot of people are upset with a lot of these things, but there's some stuff that entertains me. Now, there's some stuff on both shows that are bad too. We just gotta stop pretending like it's 1996 though, and that stuff actually works. Although I do wish Tony would take more shots at WWE. He was hilarious back then. He was a trip.
That's going to be so in our Discord, by the way, Fightful Select, you can get access to our Discord where there is an In the Weeds channel and people do talk. We were talking about the interview, and I put it kind of plainly. I said, we've talked about this. I think part of the reason, without tooting our own horn, the reason that Tony doesn't come here is because our questions are going to be so like
dumb
and but also so we'll have the good questions. We'll have the ones that we need to ask. We will. I'm the one who said this initially, and then you push back, so you don't get to do this again. You don't get to push this again.
No, I already said I would ask, like, would you have stopped would you have cut CM Punk off?
And again, the stuff about like the Ricochet tweets and the stuff that hasn't, and the Trey Miguel stuff, like stuff that's on my list of long-term, we haven't addressed some of these things yet. Those are on my list, and I've been very open about wanting to ask about things like that. However, I think part of the reason why is because they don't know how to coach them for our interview. Because interspersed with conversations that are serious is going to be, get me excited for football by being a professional wrestling promoter. Like, do something completely off the kilt that you have.
That'd be easy for Tony, though.
Well, I know that, but like he's not prepared. He's not programmed to do that. Same thing with the Ring of Hallucination conversation. It's like, how is he going to react to that?
Now I don't know how he would be able to react to. He'd probably just humor me and be like, that's a good idea. Let's give everybody drugs.
But that's kind of that's what I keep thinking is like, I don't think they know how to deal with him with us.
Here's a dumb question that I want to ask Tony, and it's a very dumb question.
I love it.
Do you think WWE would send you a title belt if the Jaguars won the Super Bowl?
That's a great idea.
I legitimately want to know, like, if he thinks that WWE would send him a championship belt, and like, would you like wear it? Would you smash it? Like, what would you do if WWE sent you this championship belt?
I'm gonna ask him his connection to the green water bottle. I'm gonna, these are questions. This is crazy. And we know who the PR guy is. That show? That one? Where the host talks about having sex with his wife? Those guys? That's exactly what I want.
If they take away anything from this show, it's that I be fucking.
It's true. When you say 12 kids, Tony's going to be like, what? And then it's just going to be off the rails.
The funniest was when I got Shotzi with that. And she was like, oh, good for you.
Good for you. Yeah, there you go. You've always wanted to know why he drinks Mountain Spring in the glass bottle. Some people like Some people like bottled water. Some people like tap. Tony likes a very specific bottle of water.
Do they not make the Jaguars belts anymore? That would be hilarious.
Isn't there a whole thing where they just didn't?
Let's
Maybe
see.
they did
Hold on.
one run.
I'm
While
going
you're
to-
looking that up, Vogue sent a super chat saying, "Let's be honest, he's afraid of me, Tony. I won't hang out when you come. Joel knows what I want to ask by now."
They don't have any.
Are they?
They don't have the Jaguars title.
Watch he he pans his camera to the left and it's a box full. Be like, you tell me.
Yeah, they don't have the Jaguars title on the site. Like, you can't buy it. That's hilarious. They have an autographed Bryce Young championship. That's
amazing.
Insane. $1,500. I'm never gonna buy it, but they don't have like a normal Carolina Panthers title, but they do have an autographed Bryce Young championship. They have an autographed Nathan McKinnon championship. How about that?
All this to say,
they have an autographed Cale Makar one. That's cheaper than the Bryce Young one. That seems
because it's hockey. They don't think.
Yeah, but Cale Makar is going to go down as a much better hockey player than Bryce Young is going to go down as a football player. Cale Makar is going to go down as like a top 5 at worst defenseman of all time. Bryce Young might not even go down as the best quarterback in Panthers history.
Regardless, he will be on the show. There will come a day where he comes and does In the Weeds. It'll be for one of the already sold shows. It'll be a sellout show, and he's like, I don't have to do much for this. I'll come and do their show. It'll be like for a Dynamite that's already sold out time and again. You get me for homecoming. Oh, fine.
I don't care. I just want him to join the show. I think he'd have fun. We'd have fun.
I think we'd have fun. I think it'd be a good show. It would be a run of good shows.
Be one of the best shows we ever did.
That's true. Listen, man, if we're not your cup of tea, you can do what you want to do with that.
Go drink coffee.
Yeah, if you think the other guys are, quote, more entertaining, then you can listen to them yell talking points at you for shows that they don't even watch. It's okay. At least we admit when we don't watch the shows.
Yeah, I don't watch any of these shows.
Yeah, nobody really does. It's true. Everyone who's talking about wrestling, we don't like watch my TNA post show. Oh, brother, I didn't watch the show. I just sat there for 2 hours. You guys are my cup of Monster Energy. Well, here's to you, pal.
This is actually fair. Like, Tony would just be, I'd just be happy we won the Super Bowl. I don't like.
Excuse
that's
me.
What we're getting it. I'd just be happy. Oh.
Excuse me.
All right, hold on. Let me go to Marco's Twitter.
I gotta see this. Oh, I'm gonna bring this up. That's amazing. Where are you, Marco Stunt? Where's your actual real Marco Stunt? Oh my gosh. Where is it?
I did an interview earlier and needed to poop the whole time. I just remember because it hit me again real hard. I assume that's about our show.
Has to be.
Hold on. I'm going to quote tweet him now saying, huh? Since that is what he quote tweeted on my jacking off tweet.
See, this is what this show is all about. It's finding real life conversation and having that. That's why he was shifting around so much. Yeah, this is our newest tagline. SB3, you can retire the other one. ITW is so good you forget you need to poop. That's what I'm here for.
There we go. I've quote tweeted Marco.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Marco's great.
He's great. I'm glad you guys got to have that chat with him. Janela's going to be another fun time. Oh
yeah, I gotta continue to stay in contact with the Janela. He's bad about texting.
we gotta pitch ourselves for the boat.
Oh God, I forgot you were doing that.
I kind of backed down because I realized what the what it
Yeah.
was, because no shade at Joey. Like they're doing it the way that they think it's going to work best for them. They're not commandeering an entire ship. They're doing like a block of tickets, and
They should.
that's why the wrestling is happening like at the docks, not the docks, at the ports of call, is because it's not their boat to work
Yeah,
with.
but it's wrestling, so it's gonna be commandeering the whole ship. Let's be honest.
It depends how many people are there. If it's only a block of 100 and the ship, has 2,000 people or something, 100 people on a 2,000 person boat. Listen, you can try. You can take an iPad around and just like watch wrestling with me, and maybe a few people are going to do it. But tonight in the theater, we're going to replay the 2000 Royal Rumble. Come and watch as Cactus Jack and Triple H renew their rivalry in a street fight. And watch as what is this? Oh, never mind. Okay. And watch. I got an invite for a tax thing that I was very confused about. It's fine.
Do your taxes, everybody.
Do your taxes. We're halfway through. You got to get them done. It's like a week away. I'm going away soon, so please just get them done. Anyway, the bit's gone, but you get the idea. Joey Janela is showing the 2000 Royal Rumble, and they give him a mic to introduce the show. Just a bunch of people being like, "What are we doing here? I thought we were gonna watch Friends on the big screen. Now you're gonna watch the Royal Rumble."
This is a compliment, by the way.
I think so.
Yeah, I'll take that.
We are.
That's a clear compliment. Beavis and Butthead rule.
They are. They're very important to the cultural zeitgeist or whatever. I've said it before. You can always tell who the ages of people who listen to us. We get the weird ones. Yeah. I sit down with Tony. What do you think about AEW, Joel? That's fine.
Yeah, Tony needs to sell you on AEW.
There's so many interviews I'm trying to nail down. I think I mean I can say this because I don't know if it'll happen or not, but I'm talking with Speedball because he's doing commentary at Mystery. So I think people know that Speedball and I, have a fine back and forth just from his time in TNA, and we've kept up here and there too because we're Canadians. And so when he was announced as doing commentary for Mystery, I was like, hey, you want to do a thing? Obviously, I can clear it with the necessary people, and so we're going to work on that. But I'd love to do that with Speedball. Have a nice chat with him. So working on that. And listen, I'd love to do a Tony one-on-one, sitting in a room, doing the camera thing and doing the microphones in hand. I'd love to. There will come a day, but I don't think it's going to happen in Vancouver unless I get a phone call in the next 48 hours. As long as it's not during my deep tissue massage on Friday.
Do you have a deep tissue massage booked?
I do, brother. So I was doing physio, as people know, on my hip, my lower back.
Because you're old.
Because I am old. I'm pushing 40, brother. I got to get two things. I got to get a new chair and a massage. But yeah, I do. So like I do exercise daily. Like I do stretch daily, and I go for long walks, and like I keep up. I'm not in the best shape. People know this. Like, well, maybe you don't because you just see me from this. But like, I'm a bigger dude. But yeah, so I've had this like hip / low back issue, and what's funny is the hip issue has been. I think I can actually blame my child for this because he's gotten bigger, and I always carry him on the same side when I do pick him up. So I think over time, it just kind of messed me up. It's also my plant leg. Long story short, did physio on it, continue to do physio on it. Going to try and do a deep tissue massage before I go sit on a plane for 5 hours, 10 collectively over the next, 8 hours. So if you're listening, AEW, and coming to your pay-per-view location, please be mindful of what I'm doing for you and give me all the interviews. Please. Just contact me.
What kind of massage parlor are you going to, Joel?
I'm going to the legitimate one that does deep tissue massages. There was no happy ending. I mean, I'm sure Brad would be more than okay with trying, but I don't think it's going to be for me.
Is that your massage therapist, Brad?
Yeah, I think his name is Brad. I've never actually Yeah, I've already booked it. It's at a legitimate health place.
I don't know if they give you the name of the massage therapist beforehand. I've never been to one.
It's at the same place where I do my PT. So I'm just booking a massage before I go away.
Oh. Yeah. Can you ask Brad If
he watches AEW. I would absolutely do this, by the way. If I got a Tony Khan interview, can Britt Baker work TNA?
I just want to. I'm very curious of the lore behind the massage parlor happy endings. I want to know like how frequently they actually are. Honestly, like, does everyone just like go in there and like expect one? You know?
I don't think they do.
Well, I have no idea. This is why I want to know these things. Can we get a massage therapist on this show to talk about hand jobs? We'll ask them if they're Jack Perry fans.
The pelvic douche, French pelvic douche in the 1860s. It was an alleged practice by midwives. This is according to Wikipedia. And then, of course, the vibrator came later, and that took over the erotic massage, as it was known.
Okay, that's the origin of the happy ending?
More or less. There's more to it. A happy ending is a colloquial term for the practice of the provider offering a release to the client. This is because this is why Tony doesn't do our show, by the way. It's because it releases the happy hormone, also known as oxytocin, during an orgasm. As a result, built-up sexual tensions are released. Blah, 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 blah. Happy ending massage. Da, 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 da. The 2009 documentary Happy Endings follows women who worked in massage parlors on Rhode Island. The film focuses on
where is this at? Where can I watch this?
Called Happy Endings? ? It's a cinema verite film from 2009.
Okay, that doesn't explain where I can watch this, Joel.
There also used to be a show called Rub and Tug, I think.
A show called Rub? I used to watch the show Happy Endings with Alicia Cuthbert was on that show.
Oh, that seems
That was a good show. It only lasted like a season or two, but it was good. It was funny.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Let me see.
Hold on, where can I watch this documentary?
Let's see if we can find it anywhere.
Okay. I'm genuinely curious about this, everybody. This is, I mean, it's sort of a bit from, because it's funny to me, but I'm genuinely curious about, like, does everyone just go to a massage parlor and just, like, expect to get a hand job, Like, is that a thing?
It might be on Prime Video.
Prime, okay.
I don't see anywhere else.
Okay,
wait,
let's see.
Oh, it might be on Netflix.
Netflix. All right, let me go to my Netflix
Oh, maybe not.
account. Oh my gosh, not. Joel, you're killing me, Smalls.
I'm trying. I don't know where to find it.
All right, let me look on Prime.
Ryan Lambert saying, it's moved.
This is what I'm going to do after the show, and I'm going to review this documentary.
Okay, the documentary,
Friday.
not the experience. Okay, gotcha.
No. What is it called? Happy Endings?
Yeah, with a question mark.
With a question mark, okay.
Because there's the show Happy Endings you mentioned.
Yeah. I don't see it on Prime. I see a movie called Happy Ending. A couple attempts to revive their spark at a happy ending massage parlor, but they're trapped inside when a murderous client's obsession with a masseuse turns violent, thrusting everyone in the spa into a fight for survival. Actually, sounds pretty stupid. I might actually like that.
That's awful. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I see the YouTube clips from it.
Can I just watch it on YouTube?
Not the full thing. No, I'm looking for it. I don't see it anywhere.
Hold on. Watch Happy Endings.
This beats talking about not TNA, NXT, by the way.
Oh, it's not on Netflix.
Yeah, I don't think you can find it anywhere.
Oh,
does this qualify as lost media? Chat. Google says Hulu.
Hulu.
But are you wanting? But here's the thing, Evil Diva. Are you looking up Happy Endings, the TV show, or the 2009 documentary where it has a question mark at the end? There are multiple films and videos called Happy Endings.
Yeah, I need the documentary. I do see a clip. Oh, that's a short documentary film about cultural differences of the West and the East.
I mean, that might be it.
No, it's 15 minutes, and it's
and the
told
other,
through the love story of two young people. That's definitely not it.
that's not it.
No. Where to watch? Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's anywhere to stream. Oh, that's disappointing. Someone find this movie illegally for me so I can watch it.
If it's lost media, then it's not a happy ending now, is it? That's true.
I'm genuinely curious about this. Of like, did these people just go into massage parlor? Like, do the massage therapists who obviously work there, like, how often are they asked?
Well, it depends. I mean,
this?
I'm sure they're asked about it frequently, but like, it's not a legal thing to do. They will do it for cash under the counter.
Yeah.
But it also depends on the level of the parlor. The professionalism.
Yeah. Well, I don't think any of these places are professional.
Fair. Well, the place I'm going to is, thank you. So you could put the kibosh on that already.
All right. Oh.
Rare Beast saying it was easy to find on an illicit website.
Was it?
Massage therapy is different from a masseuse. Louis is absolutely right.
Yeah, I guess. It's
check
not on Prime Video, Grays. I didn't see it there. I already read the happy ending that was on Prime Video. It's about murder, which I also like, but in this case, I don't want to watch a movie about murder. I want to watch a movie about hand jobs.
Where's Charles Mason? We gotta talk to him. Yeah, it's an hour and 21 minutes.
Yeah.
You can get it on DVD from Amazon for $72.
I'm definitely not gonna pay for that. What was the year, Joel? Was it 2009? Is that when it came out? Yeah.
Okay. Oh. No, that's the
short.
Do
you have it? Oh.
No, I found the short film. TVguide.com. Why are we still doing this? Currently not available to stream.
Yeah, I know. That's where I looked. Yeah.
Yeah, TV Guide. Yeah.
Oh, it's unveiled. Maybe VP. Okay. All right. I might be able to VPN this. We'll see. We'll see if we can make this work.
No, but
I'm not gonna do it now because I don't want to turn on my VPN and like lose connection on the show.
Fair
and everything. So,
Fightful uses a VPN, so subscribe to that one.
Yeah. No,
not this channel though. $70, you can get a happy ending for that much.
Try 1, 2, 3 movies. Oh, that's fair. I mean, we shouldn't be giving out these websites.
Yes.
Definitely don't look at these websites, folks.
Yeah, I'm gonna have so many problems afterwards. The website for the movie is gone, so there's that.
Well, seems like your issue.
It's not, but sure.
I don't. It says Hulu. Oh, let me look for Hulu.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Look, I have all of these stupid services. You would think with all of these services, I could watch a 2019 or 2009 documentary about hand jobs. What the hell? Why do I pay for all of these services if I can't watch a hand job documentary?
This is exactly the point where Sean would show up.
It's not on Hulu, by the way. Apparently the TV show series is. I might have to just rewatch that because it rules, but it's not on Hulu. I'm pretty sure like I'm gonna have to, much like getting a happy ending at one of these parlors, I'm gonna have to do it illegally.
Very glad we got the main channel back. I'm not.
I am. I've been waiting to have this conversation, but I had to, hold off because the main channel people are gonna get all mad of like, why is this guy talking about this stuff? Like,
why are they taking our show? Why are you taking our channel with your legitimate wrestling conversation? No, that's the thing, because we don't play these videos on our channel.
Yeah, we're not doing videos.
We don't play them. We just talk about them.
I feel like you're allowed to talk about hand jobs on YouTube. Am I wrong?
You are not wrong. You're not wrong.
Okay. I was about to say. I literally made a jacking off motion like multiple times on this show and nothing happened. I feel like we'll be all right.
Apparently the movie's budget was $30,000. Not bad.
It's a lot of hand jobs. Or maybe one really good one. I don't know.
Did they own the camera or did they just spend a lot of money on it?
No, we haven't mentioned any of those sites. Don't do that.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about the sites they come from. Yeah, we did a whole review on Goop. What are we doing here?
Marco has replied to me and just said touche. Jimmy Van has no idea this show existed, and we would like to keep it that way.
True. Can you imagine? Didn't he appear on this show once?
Jimmy? No, he's never been on this show.
In a recorded video. In a recorded.
Did he?
Nah, who knows?
I don't remember Jimmy ever. I mean, maybe, but I don't think so.
You know what I'm actually legitimately surprised about? Nobody took Sean up on their come and join the show and talk to me live on the air thing while they were on the channel.
No one ever does that.
Well, I guess it's because the clout just wasn't the same. There's the 16,000 versus the 200,000. I get it. Oh, God. Anyway, AEW Dynamite's tonight. Should we review that? Or not review, preview that? Or is there something else in wrestling we got to talk about?
Sounds boring.
Did you hear the Triple H wasn't
Did you hear about this?
Cody? Did you hear about this? Have you thought about this? Did you hear that he wasn't upset that Cody broke the throne in 2019? He thought it was, yeah, go get it. I'm not mad at you. You were so good at this. You should do the things you need to do, Cody Rhodes. Why is my finger up? That's an accident. But go ahead, Cody Rhodes. You do whatever you need to do to be the man. Oops, my finger went out again. Totally not.
Why are you flipping off the camera?
That was what Triple H was doing while he was talking about how he felt about the throne being smashed. Totally huge fan. He really thought it was a great thing. He totally didn't harbor any feelings of ill will towards Cody at the time. Didn't call him and ask, are we okay? Even though he says, you would have called me and said, are we okay? We see the way that this man tweets, or not tweets. We see the way that Paul Levesque texts. He absolutely would have been like 3 a.m, texting Cody, you up? I just can't help but feel like maybe there's a problem that we should talk about something. It's okay. Maybe we can talk tomorrow. LOL. Maybe I'm just in my own head. Next message. Maybe things will be better after we talk about it over some vanilla waffles. LOL. JK. Good night. Smoochy face.
Cody just deletes all his messages. So there's no track record of them.
Message deleted by user. Message deleted by user. We conquered 2 stories in that conversation.
I guess the biggest thing is, as we all knew, Vince was still calling shots, even though Vince was gone, until Vince was actually gone. So, okay. Yeah. Seemed like the podcast was fine. I haven't listened to the full thing, but I can only take so much Triple H. And I do like Cody.
He comes off as totally likable. Does Paul? When Paul gets to talk about wrestling from his day and how he came up in those stories, he's actually pretty entertaining. Talking about the history of, talking about how he learned so much from Jack Lanza and how Jack Lanza is such an underrated, person in the wrestling business, blah, blah, blah. There were a few things that I genuinely enjoyed from the chat. But the conversation was just hilarious when they got to the throne at the end, and then they were trying to do a blind power rank of the Triple H entrances at WrestleMania.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he gets into some of the stories. It was very funny.
Okay. No, I think when Triple H is talking about himself and his career, he's very good.
Most people,
I'm not saying that as a knock or anything. Most people are very good when they are talking about themselves and their careers, because that is them, right? I know people like to say, oh, I don't like talking about myself, but we're all best talking about ourselves because it's our life and our experience. So I'm legitimately not even saying that as a knock. on Triple H. He's been in the business forever. Obviously has a ton of history, a ton of stories to tell. Like, he's very good at that stuff. And when Triple H is trying to talk about potentially the experiences of others or today's product, that's where he just, because he gets too defensive about the stuff about today, right or wrong, and then talking about like what others are doing, and whatever. Like, I don't care about the others' experiences through your eyes when it comes to that. But no, I do think he's very good when like talking about his career. I truly do.
I know Paul doesn't drink, but he didn't have a Brandon Wheatley cup by him. He didn't want to open himself up to scrutiny.
Cowardly.
That's right.
You got to drink the Wheatley.
You got to.
No.
By the way, the new what was it? The Cody Rhodes drumstick flavor.
Yeah.
Should have fought Stephen Colbert to call it Americone Dream.
Oh, nah, he wouldn't win that battle.
Stephen Colbert, he's about to be canceled. What's Stephen Colbert going to do?
True.
That's very fair.
Yeah, we moved into wrestling for some reason. I was gonna bring up Alexa Bliss Gamer. We did talk about NXT very early in the show. It was about a 2-minute conversation.
Congratulations.
And that was that. I do this Blake Monroe with the fake title thing is hilariously stupid. Like, I love it. It's so funny to me. It's like she lost. She didn't win the title, and they're like, anyway, here's this title we're just gonna give you.
Then she
assume what?
And she won last night, so we had to go through it again.
Yeah, but she like had the title before she already won, which was hilarious. Like, she lost at the pay-per-view. That's it. But yeah, she did win last night, but she already had the title before that. I assume we're gonna get like the ladder match with both the titles, because everything Sean does is his career. Yeah.
Right. What year is it? 2026? When was the ladder match? Oh, it was 94. Did they do another one at SummerSlam 96? Because we got to get there at Heatwave,
They
right?
did. Yeah.
Was it SummerSlam 94 they did it? Or did they do one at SummerSlam 96?
No, it was SummerSlam 95. It was WrestleMania 10, which was 94. SummerSlam 95. Sean was the champ in 96.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to match up the dates so that we can get the...
My hot take is that I like the SummerSlam match better than the WrestleMania match. People get very mad at me for the people who know my hot take on that, which I don't think is many people, but now more people know. That's my hot take. I like SummerSlam 95 better than WrestleMania 10.
Wow, I see. Terrible. I mean, I kind of get it too. They had a chance to do it once, and then they did it better the second time. Not everyone gets to do that.
And it's funny. It's funny watching Sean throw the hissy fit because they fuck up the finish.
That's right.
That's just so funny to me.
Oh, amazing. I love that you can't remember what you did yesterday, but damn, that match, you got it down to him.
Oh, yeah. No, my brain is useless 90s wrestling, rap music, Eminem specifically, and Taylor Swift songs, and anything involving like my sports teams. That's it. That's my entire brain. But yeah, I have no idea what I had for breakfast outside of my wife.
You were just looking to shoehorn in that comment. I know you were. Stop it. You were just trying so hard.
I really wasn't.
Yeah, but that's about as much time as we spent on NXT.
Thank you, DNC Digital. Thank you. I feel like it's a hot take because everyone talks about everyone talks about the WrestleMania 10 match as it being better. Like, I don't know. I like the SummerSlam match better.
DNC Digital, whenever I see the small version of your avatar, I think it's Santino and I want to punch it in the face.
That's not nice.
I didn't say DNC Digital is the person I want to punch in the face. The avatar, who I think looks like Santino. I'm not trying to bully you into changing it. Don't change it. Be you. Always be yourself. Nice. I'm just saying, if you were like,
stop bullying people, Joel.
If you were in a crowd and you were far, far away, I might squint my eyes and be like, is that Santino? That son of a bitch. I had to talk about TNA at 1:00 with SP3 over on True Heel Heat. We're going to do the Rebellion preview show. There's a couple matches that are still unannounced, but it's okay. AEW Dynamite tonight is live from the Rogers Place, not to be confused with the Rogers Center here in Toronto, or the Rogers Arena, which will be the home of AEW Dynasty. on Sunday.
Why do they have?
Rogers has entirely too much money in this country. That's just that's the reality. For those who don't know, Rogers is one of the telecommunication companies in Canada. They've got deals. Rogers, they own Sportsnet because it's Rogers
Sportsnet.
Yeah, Sportsnet, they don't have AEW programming. It's they're on TSN, which is owned by Bell. But anyway, the Dynamite's tonight from Rogers Place on TBS and on Max. Now my AEW, I don't know how I'm going to watch it tonight, but I will. Chris Jericho will address his return.
Hell yeah.
I assume by coming out and saying the same thing he said last week.
I hope he does just say the same thing.
He's just doing his 2008 return. I love it.
That's fine by me. I hope he just doesn't speak. Like, he just doesn't speak for like years. Full years.
When is Joel flying to Vancouver? Saturday morning, and I go right to Mystery Wrestling.
Are you doing the show on Monday?
My plan is to do the show on Monday.
Okay.
I didn't touch know. Down. That's the thing. I might have to have SP3 on what do you call it? On standby. Yeah. Because I have my flight allegedly gets in at 10 to 8. Then I have to get back here and then set up a camera and go. Should be okay, but it'll come down to timing.
Okay.
My plan is to be there unless something happens to my flight.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Jericho.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah. The TBS title's on the line. Open challenge. Willow Nightingale takes on the returning Queen Aminata. Looking forward to that. It's good to see Queen back in the ring. So should be a fun match. I don't expect much other than the return of Mercedes Moné. And Queen Aminata's with her. Queen Aminata joins the Moné tree. Can't have a CEO without a queen. And then the Renegade.
You kind of can. It's two different like eras.
Monarchy with a CEO.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fine. That'll be fine. That's fine with me. Bow down to the CEO queen. The queen of the CEOs. Darby Allin, Bandito, and Jack Perry take on Konosuke Takeshita, Mark Davis, and Andrade El Idolo for the Don Callis family. Unfortunately, Brody King is unavailable for the show. They said it was a personal matter. Hopefully he's okay, and it's nothing that is injury related, anything like that, but Bandito steps in his place. That was announced last night.
Yeah. Shout out to Brody King. Hope he's doing well and everything is good. Should be a fun trios match. Like, I feel like the baby faces are gonna win. Maybe Okada gets involved in some way. So Darby and Andrade are already wrestling at the pay-per-view. Jack's a champion. They gotta do something with the explanation on the TNT title.
Yeah.
And
if they're going to, I assume they'll do a match at the pay-per-view if they're going to do an interim champ or a new champ.
Oh, Brody's going to a funeral service.
Oh, the Bo Litters.
Okay,
that's right.
That makes sense.
All right. Well, all the best to Brody and thinking of the friends of Bo, because that was tragic news as well from last week. So, thank you, thanks, Bob. Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, appreciate you, Bob McGee. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna set up something for the TNT title. It feels like they should. We talked about yesterday. Do a six-person ladder match to undercut WrestleMania's 6-person ladder match. That'd be hilarious. I don't know if they're gonna do that, but who'd you have in that? You'd have.
Well, hold on. First of all, the problem is you can't undercut the WrestleMania ladder match unless you either put it on the 0 hour or you put it on Collision, because the ladder match is going to be on ESPN.
No. So this is the match. You'd have Brody, Takeshita.
Yeah, I put Takeshita in there.
Mark Davis.
Mark Davis. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd put Mark Davis in there. Just put Jack in there. He's not defending the national title, so
I wouldn't put him there. I don't want two title holder people anymore. Let's move past that.
We're putting Jack in there because we're all jack offs. We all want to ejaculate.
How's Mark Davis? Or not Mark Davis. How's Mark Briscoe? Is he back yet? Is he okay?
Briscoe and Ciampa as the 6?
Yeah, Briscoe and Ciampa should absolutely be there because he's been winning on Collision weekly.
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett.
People saying Speedball.
Again,
is another person.
Just put the trios titles on the line. What's Mystico up to this weekend?
There's people saying Claudio. Okay. They got options. It's not like they got a shortage of people who probably won't be on the show. So yeah, they got options. If they decide to go, I have no idea what they're doing. I just think the most hilarious outcome is a six-person ladder match.
Oh my god. Jacques-offs.
Jacques-offs.
Jacques-offs. Well played. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Oh, and Kenny Omega will speak. I'm sure that that won't turn into a brawl of some kind between him and MJF.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will.
I'm sure Max can kick Kenny in the diverticulitis just one time.
Kenny might get the up on him because I think MJF's winning at the pay-per-view. So yeah.
Guess we'll see. That's Dynamite. That's all that's been announced so far, unless they did something in the last couple hours. Did we?
Nah, they haven't.
Well, then there you go. That's what's going on.
I'm sure they'll announce some more stuff here in the next.
Someone was asking about the Alberto arrest. He was arrested. Hopefully, he stays there this time in the jail.
Yeah, arrested for alleged domestic violence. I think that's all that's kind of come out about that. It'd be cool if he was never involved in wrestling again.
That's all there is to say about that. Oh yeah, Collision's taping right after, so do it.
Yeah, that's probably going to be like a down Collision because I feel like the last time they did wasn't the Collision before Revolution like one of the most nondescript collisions ever.
That's fair. Well, there's no that was one of the questions on my list for the presser. The 0 hour versus
why do you hate Collision?
That too. The 0 hour versus the tailgate brawls.
Oh, don't ask that question.
The viewership increases.
Oh, okay. No. Ask the question about the overrun, like overrunning into the pay-per-view. Yeah, okay.
That's fun. Yeah, that's in there.
All right, yeah. I thought you were asking something else.
No. What is it with you? You just spent the last 3 episodes assuming I was going to say something.
3 episodes?
Oh, the last episode because of the Pat McAfee stuff.
Oh yeah.
I was doing the connection. You're like, don't you say it? And I was like, say
no.
What?
This I wasn't assuming you were going to say. You said like you were going to ask about 0 hour versus tailgate brawl, and so my conclusion was you were going to ask like the viewership difference because 0 hours on YouTube and tailgate brawl is on TNT, and I didn't think that question was any good. So I was saying ask the question about the overrun of tailgate brawl going into the pay-per-view. Like, do they see an increase on that? That's a better question.
Bro, why don't 2 million people watch the tailgate brawl when 200,000 watch the 0 hour? Bro, you could be making so much money doing this tailgate brawl, but instead you do the wrestling on the YouTube, bro. They don't make money on YouTube, bro. Look at the camera, bro. We brought it all back around. We did it. That is today's episode, Jeremy. Let's wrap this thing up so I can go deal with the homestead.
What was your moment of Tuesday, Joel?
My moment of Tuesday was watching 2 old dogs get walked by a man who has the haircut of a poodle. Sorry, I had to make that dog analogy.
Sorry. Tony's never coming on this show now.
Your hair's not bad. I just needed to make the dog thing all fit today.
Tony's only going to join us when SP3's here. He's not going to join us when you're here.
I'm going to get it. Someone's going to make a reference to dogs in our interview.
No.
Maybe he just really likes the dogs.
Nah, Tony's never going to join us.
Can't blame him
at this point.
Really, do not blame him at this point. It's fine. Start my podcast grift now.
That's not what we've been doing this whole time.
Oh, right. Sorry. They don't send enough money for this to be a grift.
My moment of Tuesday was I was gonna try to pick something from NXT just to
Good luck.
be nice. My moment of Tuesday, Starboy Charlie, who's been on our show a while ago, but him making his NXT debut in the Speed tournament. He lost Alexis King because I guess they gotta do something with Afterbirth, and that's unfortunate. But I was happy to see Starboy Charlie make his NXT debut. He's been standing out on the West Coast for a very long time, so good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see Michael Shaz Hall make his debut.
Yeah, I don't know about that name, but sure.
Good for him, man. You know what? He had a good showing. It's nice to see him get his not only get these opportunities, but get the flowers from those who have come up with him over the years, which is nice.
Yeah.
Results of our poll question. I hope nobody saw that while you were doing your moment. I went to take a drink and I didn't realize the cap was on.
You dummy.
I know.
Are we legitimate journalists? 25% said great question. 28% said you're not Chris Van Vliet. And 47% said it's what we do.
They know it's what we do. Take a shot every time he says it.
What did we accomplish today, Joel?
2026 and 1996 are long times apart. But if you want to know all about wrestling, the guys from 96, they know everything. But if you have fewer than 100,000 followers, your opinion also doesn't matter. So there is that. But also, watch the product if you're going to ask the questions. That's all I got to ask. Very basic stuff, right? Come on.
The biggest thing we accomplished today.
I know you.
Is this show is much better when we're talking about hand job documentaries than we're talking about wrestling. If we accomplish nothing else today, we've learned of the hand job documentary Happy Endings and where not to watch it.
Yeah. Back tomorrow.
Allegedly.
SP3 and Jeremy talking about who knows what.
Allegedly.
Could be Dynamite. Could be something else. If you like this show, leave a thumbs up. And if you're leaving a comment,
sorry.
Say nice things. If you don't say nice things, whatever, man. Thanks for the interaction. Thanks for the engagement. More people are watching this show as we get bigger and bigger, which is a problem. But this is what we are, and we will never change. Jeremy, roundtable.io. Stop it. We are.
I've been watching a lot of South Park, and there's I forgot what episode it was, but Cartman's like, Butter's a good hand job for $5, and Butter's like, yeah, I'm really good with my hands.
I hate it here. Oh my god.
South Park is great. I think we'd all be better off if we just all watched South Park.
Fair.
Happy Ending Wrestling, HEW.
HE up. Up. All right. I question my like of this show sometimes, Matthew. Me too.
How dare you, Matthew?
I host it and I feel that way. All right. You know who I am. You know who he is. Jeremy and SP3 tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, we thank you and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Go get a happy ending, everybody.